Hello, I'm Dr. Deepak Rao, consultant gynecologist and laparoscopic surgeon at the Motherhood Group of Hospitals at Bangalore. Today's topic is going to be postmenopausal bleeding. So first, we need to know what is menopause. Menopause is when a patient has reached the end of a reproductive age group and her periods have stopped. We define that a patient has become menopausal when she has not had her periods for about a year or 12 months after her last period. In India, this usually happens between the age of 50 to 54, 55. So what is postmenopausal bleeding? Any bleeding that a woman experiences after 12 months of having her period stopped is defined as postmenopausal bleeding. It may be just spotting, it may be moderate bleeding like a periods, it might be heavy bleeding, or it might even be just post-coital bleeding or bleeding after sexual intercourse. Now, should you be worried when you have a postmenopausal bleeding? Well, 90% of the time, it is not something to worry about, but the 10% of the time, it can be serious conditions, and hence, postmenopausal bleeding should always be taken very seriously. The 10% of times which we have to worry about are most often we are worried about cancer. It can be cancer of the uterus, most commonly, cancer of the cervix, which is the mouth of the uterus. It can be cancer of the vagina, cancer of the vulva, or even cancer of the ovary. In addition to cancer, it could be a sign of a precancerous condition like an endometrial hyperplasia or a cervical dysplasia. These are also conditions that one should be worried about. In the non-cancerous group of conditions, we can have endometrial polyps that are small, benign, non-cancerous growths inside the lining of the uterus. There can be fibroids. Everyone knows what fibroids are. There can be vaginal polyps. There can be infections. These infections can be infections of the vagina or the uterus. Both can lead to postmenopausal bleeding. So what should you do if you have postmenopausal bleeding? You must meet your gynecologist at the first, and your gynecologist will probably advise the first test to be done is an ultrasound test. An ultrasound will show us any abnormality either inside the uterus or outside the uterus in adjacent related organs like the tubes or the ovaries. The important finding in an ultrasound is the endometrial thickness. If a patient is postmenopausal and has an endometrial thickness of more than 5 millimeters and has had bleeding, it certainly needs to be investigated. It's an abnormal thickness of the lining of the uterus. If a patient who has no postmenopausal bleeding but goes for a routine ultrasound, as all postmenopausal women should once a year, and finds that the endometrial thickness is more than 8 millimeters, then this also is a cause for concern and needs to be investigated. So to reiterate, any patient in the postmenopausal age group who has bleeding and an endometrial thickness of more than 5 millimeters, it's a cause for concern. However, also we should remember that if a patient is in the postmenopausal group, and even if she does not have bleeding, but a routine ultrasound shows an endometrial thickness of more than 8 millimeters, it is also a cause of concern. What is very often advised after an ultrasound for a woman with a postmenopausal bleeding is a DNC. I have discussed this in many videos of mine. A DNC is an outdated procedure. It's a blind procedure where an instrument is passed into the uterus and a scraping is done to try and make a diagnosis. The current gold therapy for investigation of all patients with abnormal bleeding, including postmenopausal bleeding, is a procedure called a hysteroscopy. A hysteroscopy is where we pass a small fine telescope into the uterus with a camera attached, and we can diagnose lesions inside the uterus and treat them at the same time. So if your gynecologist asks you for a DNC, please ask her or him why they are not advising a hysteroscopy. Now, what is the treatment for postmenopausal bleeding? Well, that of course depends on what the diagnosis finally is. If it's an endometrial polyp or a cervical polyp or any other local lesion which is non-malignant or non-cancerous, it can be treated and excised at the same sitting when you undergo the hysteroscopy. This is important because that finishes the treatment and the patient does not need any further surgery. If, on the other hand, the hysteroscopy and the biopsy show something like an endometrial cancer or a cervical cancer or an endometrial hyperplasia or a cervical dysplasia, then treatment needs to be further performed based on the exact histopathological or biopsy diagnosis that we get. So, two key take-home points from this. One, a DNC alone has no role in investigating a patient with a postmenopausal bleeding. Two, a hysterectomy should never be done without a hysteroscopy and a biopsy being done first. This is for two reasons. One, if the patient has something benign like a polyp or a submucous fibroid or a cervical polyp, the hysteroscopy procedure can be converted into an operative hysteroscopy and the pathology can be treated at the same sitting. So the patient might not need a hysterectomy in the first place. And the second, if by bad luck it does turn out to be a malignancy or an endometrial hyperplasia, then a routine hysterectomy is not sufficient as a treatment and she needs to have what is called a radical hysterectomy. So these decisions can only be based after a hysteroscopy and a biopsy. These are very important two take-home points to remember. Finally, if you do have postmenopausal bleeding, don't panic about it. Get it investigated. Even if it is unfortunately an endometrial malignancy or an endometrial hyperplasia, results these days with treatment is extremely good. The important thing here is women should not delay the diagnosis due to fear of what the diagnosis might be. Thank you.